Hey guys, today I'm just going to do a Tesla recap from AJ's notes at AJ Trader 7 from Awesome Calls Trading. Here's his website, awesomecallstrading.com. That's where I get the notes from, and it's crucial to how I day trade. So just going over that. His notes for today said, Tesla, another day of fun, gapping flat. Do not long unless pop at the open to 656. Then look for a quick 4 to 6 point push to the upside. Then watch for topping. If this snaps at the open 653, look for 7 to 9 point sell off on it. Then watch from bottom curl on it. So you could have played this twice. I only made 631 from Tesla today. I also played Myrna on my own, made 550. But Myrna wasn't on his list, but Tesla was. And I'm making this recap just because of how much he was just absolutely crushed it today on the call. And I kind of did a breakdown of the potential profit that you had. I mean, like I said, I only net 631 by scalping all throughout this, but the potential profit is what I'm going to go over, and you know how fast you could have made it. So in the morning it opened up. I actually did buy this. I bought it right at open. Like I said in the past, Mark Moses doesn't recommend that you buy it till 8:32. I still bought it because it broke AJ's line. That's why I bought it. It was like already breaking it. See, I have it set to 656, like he said. So if it breaks 656, I'm going to enter calls at 656. So if it snaps 653, I would enter puts. So I made the calls green, puts purple. So right here, I bought in, or you could have bought it. I did buy it at right at open, but I sold it right away and just scalped it for very little profit. But if you would have just held it for 4 minutes, like really upset that I didn't just hold it for 4 minutes, because it went 7 points. It went from 655 to 662, and notice how in his notes he put 656. Look for quick 4 to 6 points. So 656 plus 4, I drew a line at 660. 656 plus 6, I have a line at 662. So his short and long just max what he said, the range. I made him yellow. So notice how, for puts, I would enter purple, red lines where he said, I definitely would pull out right there, but yellow is the max of where he said it's going to go. For both, made him yellow. So I would have sold it, you should have sold it if you were in this play. When you saw it break right here, it bounced right here. But in 4 minutes, it would have went from 655 to 662. So you would have got 7 points on 10 contracts. It's 3,000 profit. So maybe some of you are saying, oh, well, I don't have money for 10 contracts. They're $830 each. Okay, well, buy one. Still made $300 times 10 for 10 contracts, but for one contract you still would have made 300 from 830. You could have cashed out 1140. So this applies for regardless of contract size, but I do it for 10 because that's the default. That's what I play. But 830 right here, I pulled it up on the Webull chart. Let's put okay. So right here, as you can see, these two charts right here are basically the contract chart. So this is 655 calls, what you would have entered, right, it was at 656 when it broke. So I was already in the money by 1 point, but it is what it is. I would have entered, and notice whenever I put these prices at 830, I'm giving you a conservative estimate because you could have got a lower price than that. I put the high, you know, and I put the low for when you sell it. So it's like if you captured a higher price. Well, this was my price, but in this instance, like this would have been the high, the 520. I actually bought it at 830, but at 831, you can see the range is from 818 to 880. You know, so I filled like right here. And then it went to 1140. It shows it right there. At 9:36. So I was actually off. It's 6 minutes. So yeah, 9:36. You could have sold it. But 830 to 1140, I mean, that's 3,100 profit on 10 contracts. Or if you just bought one, you know, 310 profit, you know, in just a few minutes. It's pretty amazing. And if you didn't capture the whole thing, which, you know, pretty hard to do that, you still made money. I did. So that was for the calls. And then, you know, you watch it, let it play out. You're out by then. Let it do this. And then you see a tank. And so like at that point, I'm like, okay, well, I want to enter some puts here. So I already got some Tesla 650 puts. I did scalp puts, you know, this whole way down, and made some good money on it. Not a lot, but I scalped it. But the Tesla 650 puts, you know, he told you if it breaks 653, it could go to 644. And I mean, just like, look, it breaks it. It literally, that was 644. Like it didn't touch it, but it was pretty close, and then it bounced. And I mean, look what it did. It bounced. So we're just looking at this. So I mean, you could have played the bottom curl, because he even says, look, after this sell-off, watch for bottom curl on it. So like you could have entered calls again after you confirmed a bounce right here, you know, and just played it all the way up and made more. But I mean, that would have been a third play. But for the puts right here, I put it up on the chart. You know, it would have been at 653 when you entered. At 1050, it would have cost you 520. So, you know, even if you played 1 or 10, just 520 for 1, right? You would have entered right here at 1050, and you would have been out right here. Like once you started seeing it go up, and or if it's basing, like I would have exited once I saw the downtrend end and it started recovering right here. I definitely would have just sold it. So like right here, it would have been, it shows 11:10 but 12:10 my time on the Webull chart. So you can see it right here, you know, at 1050. You know, the high was 520, the low is 490, so I'll put 520. You know, conservative, like if you just ended up getting an absolutely horrible fill, and then you could have filled to sell it at 12:10 right here. When you started seeing it base and just not really go downside anymore. And as you can see, the contract price did start going down there. So this was, you know, this is hypothetical, just, you know, max profit, obviously, like right there. Price is now 920 from 520. So like if you bought one contract for 520 bucks, you could have sold it for 920 bucks. But I mean, if you had 10 and you're playing 10, that's 4,000 profit in an hour and 20 minutes with 10 contracts. So that's the recap from AJ's notes from Awesome Calls Trading. He's the man. Just constantly makes the best calls ever. So thank you for watching. You'll have a good one. Let me know what you think.